This is not football practice. I'm not gonna open up with a statement. All right? Just so y'all know, there was nothing. I was at a meeting, so here we go.
I like the effort, the energy.
Is it a good work day?
It was. It has been. It's been a good day and a half. Get a chance to go through and get face to face with other coaches, administrators. Be able to have an opportunity to express, just thoughts. Be able to kind of get updates of different elements of, all the things that is now college football, NIL, transfer portal, some reflections, some, concerns. I think it's always good when you get a chance to sit down with Jim Phillips, and I think he's extraordinary in what he does. I mean, he is unbelievable. Worker and trying to push this conference and provide guidance and direction, and so we got to spend some good time with him here earlier today. The conversations with athletic directors, the faculty athletic reps. I think all that is positive. When you're coordinated, when you're able to share thoughts and perspectives and have good discussion. I think it's always a good thing, but. I thought it was a productive day and a half, and some things, even with football, moving out of divisions, being able to talk tiebreakers and really kind of make sure everybody's on the same page. And, with that, I thought it was productive.
Was that going in the direction you like as far as the tiebreakers and all that?
No, it was just a couple subcommittees within the conference. They did a good amount of background information, looking at other conferences, different even different levels of how they've operated, and then try to find the best fit for the ACC and how we want to operate. And we were able to, even with some of those recommendations, we made a couple subtle changes. As a group of football coaches, which represented ADs, and feel good about where that is at as we move forward.
Was there a consensus on transfer portal, I guess, how it's kind of operated the first couple of years?
It's consensus that it's some interesting dynamics that have presented themselves, and that's really for us. You look at transfer portal, NIL, all of that, being pushed at the same time. I think there are some unique dynamics. There were some things that were fears. A couple of years ago when it was talked about, and those fears have become reality in a lot of situations. We worked through it, and I think it's it's shown to be a positive thing for a lot of student athletes to provide opportunities. But there's also some unique challenges that have come about from it. So. At the end of the day, it's good to share those, try to get a little bit of insight of things federally with Congress, things where they could progress, just continue to push forward with that.
I guess what are some of those fears that maybe been realized by you guys?
When you deal with third-party agents, tampering, it's not like all that stuff is out there. And I think everybody, would recognize that is taking place. And when you have those dynamics, it's hard to regulate. It brings a whole different perspective to what some of these student athletes are going through. And sometimes third parties aren't they're not always the best educated in some of the realities of whether it's transferring to school and kids having to transfer credits and some of the things of eligibility and I think you see some of those things where not always the best information that's going to kids, or an agent saying that to a kid that they might have this deal, and then a kid goes and gets in the portal and that's not reality, or that reality changes, and now it's the student athlete's the one that's been hurt. And I think all of that has happened in some spaces. There are kids that get in the portal and do not find homes. It's just, it's sad when that becomes, when it becomes the situation for a kid, because it changes a life. And I know when you look at us, we've brought transfers in, we've had transfers that have gone out. I want every young man that I've got a chance to coach or be around to have a chance to be successful. And whether it's at Florida State, whether it's at a different institution, you invest a lot of time in helping guys on their journey. And sometimes it's not best for them to continue. Like if they want to play, and whether it's competition, opportunities, that's where that's not a clear path, and they can choose to go to another place and try to have that success. And so it's just, but I still want to see them be able to have those experiences. And sometimes when you add outside influences that might not be fully in tune to what the reality of college football is, and you can get some interesting situations for kids to find themselves in.
Are you involved at all in any of these conversations around revenue and all that sort of stuff?
Or not? We hear, and it's talked about, of potential, and I think that's one of those factors that can be really, really scary for college athletics. I really don't. When it comes to college football, I don't know how, if it goes to revenue sharing. I think there's, football's not the sport that will probably suffer from that. It's every other sport that maybe doesn't generate profits that it's going to be in extreme jeopardy if those things continue to go the way they could go. And so it's but I'm not, obviously that's in different states and different governments that have to decide whether that's something that's going to proceed. But I know for college athletics, it's definitely a concern, and it's something that everybody has their eyes towards, because it would be a drastic change in a lot of situations, and obviously a lot of things that for student athletes and the experience of what they are provided, does that change now? Or would that be something that would be changed in how that all occurs? And it's just, we'll see where it goes.
With Michael talking about revenue distributions and all that sort of stuff, like at the conference level, do you give him any feedback of hey, we'd like some more, we need some more? Is that coming from you?
No, I mean I think everybody sees where we are. We're all looking to where we're going. You always want to continue to grow. You want to continue to build. You want to make sure that you're maximizing the potential that we all have. And I think you look at the relationship that Florida State has with the ACC, and it's just a great relationship. There's been a great history. I know that there's the things that we're all doing is trying to build up, to continue to build the brand of Florida State football. Florida State, our athletics department as a whole, and same with the ACC and all things moving forward. So, I think our administration has done a really good job in helping push and provide a lot of things that are necessary, and we're going to continue to push to make sure that we're staying among the nation's elite in how we operate. So that's a challenge for all of us, and administration, conference. We're all in the same journey, trying to grow and get better.
Do you sense confidence from the conference that something will happen nationally with NIL?
In regards to
Congress getting involved.
I know that we're being very proactive and trying to make sure that the communication to the powers that be, that they have the information from our seat to the things that we're seeing to help kind of best guide, and whether it's formulating plans or strategies. I mean, those things are all being discussed. So I know we're being very active in that. Where it all goes, I mean, that's obviously to be seen. But I know that we're not sitting back and hoping that happen. Trying to get the information in front of the decision makers and people that can maybe put a little bit of structure to help. Not only it's not just about helping the universities. It's also helping the student athletes and give a coordinated approach from the powers that be.
Was the consensus that you guys want some kind of, not even just the ACC, but coaches in general want a sort of universal rule set or guidelines when it comes to this?
I think
really only can salvage all this?
I mean, I think when you look at, I don't know the exact numbers. I mean, I don't live in knowing all state policies, but I think it's probably 30, discussed possibly over 30 different standards of how states operate within their regulations of NIL, and now you see it's being used as competitive, trying to create competitive advantages or within states. It's hard.
Missouri can give high school players already.
I mean, those are all different dynamics that it presents some unique challenges, and it's not. And like I said, being able to have an umbrella approach, federally, it helps give guidelines, but also provides protection for the students, and that's where there's a lot of people that can try to take advantage of what is you get in the high school ranks, go from 16 to 22. I mean, those are challenging years, and just making sure that they're being represented by quality certified individuals, as well as just the decisions that are being made that are going to help uplift them and put them in a position to be successful, not only during high school or college, but also beyond that. So those are all things that we try to evaluate, and that we do have discussions. And when there's 30 plus different laws or structures, interstate, it's a lot to manage.
Have you felt many material changes since the Florida law got amended at the end of February?
There probably have been. I mean, we still have. There's still regulations, NCAA wise. Just, but to be able to have, I guess more open conversations. I mean, it's a positive thing. Even just in the job that I have and responsibility that I have. I mean, it doesn't. We still abide by the NCAA, statutes that regulate some of those, those discussions. But I mean, I would say big picture, it's probably been a good thing, but it's not huge day-to-day change.
From your team perspective, getting Destin in, are you having to counsel him? I imagine he's going to feel like he's got to do so much so quick because he's been waiting. Like, do you have to kind of advise him that it's
Oh, we're excited. We're excited to have him here, and it's I told him trust the process, and he's. It's funny because you hit the ground, and one of the things that makes him special is just that sense of urgency that he brings. That he brings an intensity in how he plays and how he prepares. I mean, he's been working for a long time preparing to get here and to be ready to make an impact, and just tell him to trust the process. Come in and every day just work to be his best. We don't. He wants it all, and that's a great thing to have. And a lot of the players that we bring in that same mentality. But you just go take a step. I know, just take one step at a time. And if he can do that daily, then continue to get better. I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to bring, and definitely looking forward to getting started with workouts, and when we can get all those going, and just to see exactly where he is. I mean, been a lot of discussions with high school coach and people that have been around him, and where he is coming in. We're excited about, but still gotta go to practice, and got to get ready to do all those things through meetings and all the things that are ahead.
Do you know what kind of stuff he's been able to do football-wise?
I mean, he's been working. I mean, he's been working, and it's he's had to. It's been challenging just when you're not present and, you have a desire to be, it's hard. And so it's it's just been a lot of anticipation, and he's been doing all the things that he can do. When you want to be out there practicing, with teammates and all of that, and it's when it is delayed, it's just it's hard. But he's preparing himself and been preparing himself for the opportunities ahead, and so I know he's going to take advantage of it.
With Destin being added to the fold, how do you feel about the wide receiver group in general, the diversity of skill set that you have there?
I think it's an exciting group to see. We've had, I think we've got high potential with the guys that are within our team. That are diversity of skill set. Some guys that have shown some great flashes of what they can do. I think we've got a really talented group. And I think when you look at the newcomers that will be joining, it's got a chance to be a very, very explosive and competitive group where you will be able to show a lot of different personnel distributions and where we're able to align our guys. It can be. I think we can create some good matchups. So these guys they know their sense of urgency and having to go out there and perform when they get the moment to do that. But those guys are working hard and trying to build each other in that process.
You were not there.
No, it's we've had good conversation, just making sure that they as you go through the waiver process, sometimes it's back and forth, making sure you're providing as much information. So there's been good back and forth in providing all the questions that the NCAA would have, and I appreciate Daryl and just the family and being able to help with that, and so that's just kind of what we've been working through. But hopefully it'll be something that we'll know before we get too far into the summer. So I think that's been important, and we do have a sense of urgency, and I think the NCAA understands that. So.
Any coach in there super excited or super bummed about the clock running now on first downs?
No, it was we had part of the conversations, just in getting to meet with Al Riveron. That was a good. It's his first year of leading the officials, and kind of hearing his philosophy. Just some of the mechanics of how all it's going to operate. We didn't get into too much of whether we thought it was good or not. It's already done and kind of moving forward. But it's just making sure that we all will be able to operate and understand the mechanics of how they're going to be instructed. So.
Do you think you'll lose will you guys be losing a possession per game more? Or?
Yeah, I would say, I would guess anywhere 6, 8. I guess we'll see when it plays out. Possibly 10 plays a game.
Per team.
It really depends. I'm excited to see how it goes. It will be. There will be some different emphasis and times of where you can try to maximize the clock, and we'll see.
Considering the way you guys play, do you feel like that might hurt you guys?
I wouldn't say it was going to hurt, because it will be relative to both sides. I think you can keep playing in times when you want to play with extreme speed. That's good. Now overall number count could matter. Especially as you get into the fourth quarter. If you eliminate 5, 6, 7 plays as you start looking in depth, that could have a difference. But for us, we have a good balance in our tempo, and so we can play fast, but we're still we're going to focus on matchups and times that will slow it down, so it's not too big of an impact on us.